Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome to Will It Off-Road at the Races. We are finally, ooh, that was a wheelie. It looks like lots of wheelies happened back there, and many calamities at the start. Wow, what a great way to start the final video, the final Will It Off-Road for Criminal Enterprises. It's only been, what, 7.5 years that it took all this drip feed to work its way out, something like that. But yeah, so next week, actually this isn't the final, next week is the final, my bad. This is the next to the last, we still have one to go. This week, today, we are doing the Weevil and the Draugur, I think. I believe that's, I don't know, what's the title say? You know what's in this video, because you read the title. But anyways, if you're unfamiliar with the concept, obviously we do Will It Off-Road, where we run the cars up the mountain, get a time, ask a question, and it goes ding or buzz. And then we drive back down, and then we drive back up, which you usually don't see. And then we do a damage descent where we fling the cars off the side of the mountain. And it's a lot of fun, and it, you know, is broken down on a spreadsheet, which there's a link in the description down below. It's broken down by all vehicles, by class, and then by DLC, which, by the time this video goes live, will be complete for every single DLC. A lot of the DLC cars from years gone by haven't been tested yet, but they are at least listed, so that when we have a need for, like, you know, Rockstar saying, oh, we're not going to release a car for 3 weeks and Will It Off-Road's going, we can at least have a car to fill in some gaps, and we'll go back to those old DLCs for that, so that we can get all the DLCs ranked as well. It's kind of cool. But for Criminal Enterprises, the Weevil was second to last. Next week, we will be looking at the last place car, the Postlude, and oh my god, prepare yourselves. It's bad. But the Weevil made it up originally in 3 minutes, 33, almost 34 seconds. It was 56 frames, which 56 divided by 60, and there's your decimal number. 0.9 something. I don't know. I, in this race, had a pretty good start because, well, you know, just I launched the job, so it put me on pole position. One of these days I need to let somebody else launch the job. That way I'm further back, because I always get the pole position of these, so I always have a better start. Because this is not a very good racetrack. You don't want to really race this. There's just hardly anywhere to pass without great risk to everyone involved. But people are catching up to me slowly but surely, but I'm going to manage to keep this lead for a while. It goes really well up until the point that it doesn't. But I alluded to next week's video. It is going to be a special public version of what channel supporters usually get, which is a few less edits, so you can see a bit more behind the scenes type stuff. Donkey, stay to the right. And it also, instead of having my commentary in the video, features our voice chat from Discord. So lots of profanity. So if you're a fan of profanity, there you go. And if you're not a fan of profanity, maybe that's one you'll want to skip. Yes, many F-bombs were dropped. At one point, I think we probably F-carpet bombed an entire section of the video. But that will be next week. You can get access to all of the supporters videos that we do. They're often behind the scenes type things. Plus, I also do things like coming soon. I'll be doing monthly video calls with channel supporters where kind of just do channel updates, talk about, you know, how the channels are performing both on Twitch and YouTube. And then, you know, for the majority of the videos, we kind of hang out, chat, talk about whatever. And, you know, in kind of an AMA type format. And if anybody has any questions, well, we'll just talk about whatever we all feel like talking about. But you also get access to the behind the scenes videos, not only for Will It Off-Road, but for all of the different community videos that we do. And those are all ad free. I do not put any ads on those videos, and I believe since I turned monetization off, YouTube does not put any ads on them either. I'm pretty sure that's the case. But next week, I'll give you a little sneak peek of what that's like so that maybe you would want to consider becoming a channel supporter. Either by becoming a member here on YouTube or making a monthly pledge over at patreon.com/Vainglorious, or by subscribing on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Vainglorious Gaming. Whether you pay for that, whether you use your Amazon Prime, which, by the way, if you have Amazon Prime, you may not know this, but you get a free subscription to give away to any channel that you want every month. Doesn't cost you anything extra, and you are supporting that channel. They get the normal subscription rate for a subscriber. So if you don't use that on my channel, make sure you use it. Otherwise, you're just leaving that money in Amazon's pocket. Let's not do that. They have enough money. You'd also get gifted a sub on Twitch. So, you know, you got to come watch the streams and hang out and chat when somebody is gifting subs. So, you know, you can just hang out and chat with me every time I stream and hope that you get gifted one if you can't afford it. I understand if you can't afford it. But I do appreciate any and all support that you can show. And of course, to show that appreciation, I do the behind the scenes videos. I have photos and other little videos. Like there was recently an updated setup tour about 6-7 weeks ago that channel supporters only got it. Nobody else, just them. So you can see, you know, the room that I'm in and the whole room and everything and all the equipment instead of just what you normally see from the webcam's perspective on live stream. So kind of cool stuff. But we've talked enough about supporter stuff. Let's talk about something else while this race is... It's a slow car. I mean, it's not super slow, but it's not the quickest, and not a whole lot really exciting has been happening here. No overtakes, no major crashes. So, you know, there'll be more to talk about with the Draugur. You should be playing Will It Offroad Bingo, even for the races. There is a link in the description down below. Just click on Generate New Card once you get there. You can even bookmark the link so that, you know, if you don't get through the video in one sitting, you can come back to your bingo card later. And it'll be the exact same card. Don't bookmark the main site. Bookmark your card once you've generated it. And then that will be forever and always your link. So, kind of cool there. And of course, if you get bingo, we want to hear about it in the comments down below. Or even if you didn't get bingo, you know, you could just put a sad cry emoji in there, and then I will have forgotten that I've said this in the video, and then I'll wonder why everybody is putting sad cry emojis in there, and it'll be great. It'll be wonderful. If you want to mess with me, put the sad cry emoji in there, because I will have forgotten that I've said this at all. There's a blimp. I should add that to the... Well, nah, I shouldn't add it to the bingo card because it's only in Will It Offroad at the races. And the final thing, for promotional purposes, is hang out with us on the Vainglorious Discord, because that is where, if you're a channel supporter, you get links to all the stuff I talked about for channel supporters earlier. That's where it all takes place. So you should be a part of it. Even if you don't play on PC, you should still be a part of the Vainglorious Discord server. And if you do play on PC, you are welcome to take part in Will It Offroad, in our community videos, and our community streams. So we would love to have you be an active part of our community through there. We are finally coming up to the final climb, and I nearly ballsed it. Bumped into something over at the side and nearly fell off the mountain, but I recovered. And trying to get this thing to go up, I mentioned this in the video where we actually tested the Weevil. The front end wants to come up a lot, a whole lot, and it can be a little frustrating. What's also really frustrating is we're about to have ourselves a bit of a tragedy here. I tried to get the car to flip over. Yeah, that put me into second. However, I'm now back in first. Because Hobo pretty much the exact same rock it looks like. What's really sad is Hobo does not own the Weevil, so he was in a borrowed one. We do this on a GTA race so people can borrow cars. But if you borrow a car, you respawn back in whatever the car was that you picked. We need to make it so people pick the stock version if they don't have an upgraded version. And then if they respawn, at least they're still in the right car. Because there are rules around if you respawn in the wrong car, you can't finish until everybody in the right car is finished. And somebody always DNFs in these. So, you know, you kind of lose your ability to even place if you have any incidents where you have to respawn. And it's not just explosions that cause you to respawn. You just falling off the mountain and other issues that are unrecoverable. But definitely taking a beating. But I am holding on to the first place. I'm doing really well. Everybody's behind me quite a good distance. But you can see there are a couple of dots starting to close in very quickly. I may have taken it a bit too slow down through here. I wanted to be cautious and not bump all around and wind up losing time because of that. But it didn't really pay off because you can see there are now 2 dots right there. That is Sven and Commander Hobo. I decided, well, I'm going to try to make up some time to go up here, but then I forgot there's another checkpoint down here. And just as I start the climb, Sven uses me as the barrier and steals the lead from me. Absolute scumbag. But I take second place in our first race, and that's once we watch Sven gloat. Anyways, I always forget that I leave that bit in. We gotta watch Sven gloat because he was a scumbag and totally stole that. He rammed me out of the way. But oh well. That's gonna bring us to our next vehicle, the Declasse Draugur, whatever you want to say it. I don't care. This vehicle was not only #1 for Criminal Enterprises, not only did it become the new #1 for the Off-Roads class, it is the overall #1 vehicle that we have tested in Will It Off-Road by a pretty good margin. It came in with a time of 2 minutes, 12 seconds. The next nearest vehicle is a 2:14.22, so 2 seconds slower. I had actually managed to get this thing up in about a 2:02, but we weren't recording at the time, and then I couldn't recreate it in the video. It was quick though. It was really quick. I wish I would have been recording when I got that 2:02, but it is what it is. So 2:12 is the official time, but it can nearly break that 2 minute. It's the first vehicle that we've had even get close to breaking the 2 minute barrier. So yeah, it's good. It's very good. And because it's very good, that also means that for the most part, the pack will stay really tight. You can see the second, third, fourth, and fifth are right behind me. You know, so there's maybe a 5-second gap there total between first and fifth. And of course, people are trying to ram me out of the way because I don't want to bounce off the mountain. I want to hold my first. And I'm in a big, massive truck, so, you know, they got to get around me. They're trying, though. They're trying their best to get around me. But I'm doing my best to just use defensive lines and not let them. But then, again, Sven playing a little rough. But, you know, that's a risk you take in Will It Off-Road at the races, because you can play rough. There isn't anything about... I mean, we do have the rules of racing, but they're not as bad, or not as strict. Basically, if you knock somebody off the mountain, or if you kill them by running them over, which shouldn't happen, because everybody should always be in their car. I'm looking at you next week, Postlude. But if you knock somebody off the mountain, you gotta wait. You gotta wait. That's just the rules. I guess if you cause them to blow up, you gotta wait too. Because I think that happens next week. That somebody causes somebody else to blow up. I can't imagine what 2 people might be involved in that. Hobo seems to be having some trouble over there to the left. Not sure what's up with that. Look at that. That was 2 minutes 32 that we got up. And that was with all of us jockeying for position. So, yeah, this thing is good off-road. It just is. It likes the bumps. It eats the bumps up, no problem. Unless you're sparing Donkey, who I don't know if I got distracted by the explosion or if I was actually just close enough to it that it caused me a problem, but either way, I did have issues. Poor Donkey went boom. This is a stunt race, so if you land on your roof, well, just like in regular stunt races, you are likely to explode. Obviously, I don't think he would have exploded had this not been a race. I don't think I would have exploded in the Weevil earlier either. Whoa, who was that went flying off the side? I don't know. Whoever was got the checkpoint, though, because you can see they respawned in right behind me if you look at the mini-map, and they're right there on my ass again. So yeah, I'm not doing as well in the Draugur. Definitely having my issues. Running off the side when Donkey blew up didn't help me at all. I'm not blaming Donkey. It's not his fault. But, yeah, you know, what are you going to do? You just keep racing. You got to have that Wheel It Off-Road spirit. Keep going and not give up. Just persevere until the bitter end. Because, look, there's fireworks. There's pretty fireworks. But Sven and Charlie are just absolutely leading by quite a bit. You can see they're already back out to the highway for the most part. Charlie might be a little bit behind Sven or vice versa. I'm not sure who is actually in the lead at this particular moment. I'm sure it's not me though, because yeah, the Draugur does like to roll over. That's like its one Achilles heel is that it will try to roll at random times. I need to stop trying to take that line. It never works out for me. So it's like currently Sven in the lead and Charlie in second. So, and they've got a very big lead in a very competent car. Catching up to either one of them, unless they make a huge mistake, is going to be really difficult. Especially because I'm now dealing with traffic coming back down the mountain while I'm going back up. So that slows you down. Because even if they don't get in your way and hit you like that, Hobo, was that Hobo? Is Hobo, stay to the right, Hobo. Yeah, everybody's supposed to stay to the right. And yeah, sometimes it's hard to do when you're in the middle of a corner. So just, you know, hashtag blame Hobo. Because that's what we should do in that particular crash. And I don't know where I was going there. I just kind of lost the plot during this race. I do go on to win one of the 4 Wheel It Off-Road of the races. I said races twice because what it is 45 and 40 seconds ahead. That is good job, guys. Even if Shin is a scumbag who stole first from me at the very last second by crashing into me. I think he actually got crashed into and was shoved into me. I think that lurcher couldn't stop and hit him, and that's what hit me. I'm not 100% certain, but it's all in good fun. I mean, it really is. We went into this one with Charlie saying he hasn't lost one since he has started taking part. We're not sure that that's true. We'd have to go back and watch all of them. But he did lose at least one race so far, because Sven and I took first and second. And I know for a fact he loses some of the other ones. But Sven currently in first. I don't really remember who wins this one. Just off the top of my head, not sure. I think they are both right there at the top. Yeah, we're going to see them. If you look up at the top there, you can see them both just starting the damage descent. They're on their way. It looks like one of them got a very good run going down there. That's why I always try to go off slightly to the right. If you can hit it just right, you can get so much speed and have so much more control and not wind up tumbling down the mountain. Yeah, Sven appears to have a decent lead even over Charlie at this point, but just that Charlie took first, so anything can happen in the damage descent. You can get stuck on a tree, you can bounce off a bunch of rocks, you can blow up like I did in the last one. But it's time for me to do the damage descent and hopefully not blow up this time. I wanted to be a little bit more to the right so that I could go to the right of that tower. Because if you can do that, you can stay on the ground and gain more and more and more speed and then just launch and clear a huge amount of this. But wasn't meant to be. Mainly because I'm not driving the best in this race. And it's kind of sad. It really is. Charlie, good job. And then Sven following behind about 5 seconds different. I didn't see or didn't count exactly how long it was, but it seemed like about 5 seconds. So this is what you want to do. You want to try to land on your wheels, get speed, so that you can continue just forward, 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 forward. I am, however, in a pretty comfortable third place, so it looks like I will at least get a podium finish for this race. I think something would have to go seriously wrong for that to not happen. I don't know why I didn't just stay up above at that point, because I could have. It would have still given me the checkpoint, but oh well. Klaxon, because why not? Gonna try to do the wood pile, fail, but we're finished in third place. And as we watch everybody else struggle down with 15 seconds remaining, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the public version of the behind the scenes video next week. And if you enjoy it, maybe you will consider becoming a channel member. I would greatly appreciate the support. So, until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.